Hey guys, so I'm back with another video. I'm gonna walk into my kitchen. What are we gonna talk about in today's video? Let's brainstorm here a little bit. So one of the things that I've been thinking about for a while now is whether or not a narcissist or narcissists as a whole can actually become self-aware. Can they heal? Can they improve? Can they change? But before we dig in, let's hit the like button and let's subscribe for those of you who have not subscribed already. And tell a friend and tell a friend to tell a friend. Let's spread the word about this channel. Let's let people know about narcissistic abuse and how it's becoming more widespread and how people need help, people need support, people need encouragement to get out and to get away. So yeah, guys, can a narcissist change? Can a narcissist become self-aware? And can a narcissist improve? Can a narcissist do better? Can a narcissist work on their behaviors? I'm not going to say no, but I'm not going to say yes either. The reason why I'm not going to say no is because I'm a woman of faith and I cannot deny the power of God. And as much as I want to say no, also, there is nothing impossible with God, and I stand by that. I stand by that belief. I stand by that saying. I stand by that thought. God can do anything. With God, anything is possible. Now, I can say no because most of them do not change. Most of them do not seek help. Most of them believe that there is nothing wrong with them. Most of them believe that they don't even have a problem. And the thing about it is, when you are in denial, you are less likely to get help. If you're someone that don't believe you need help, you're not going to seek the help. If you someone that believes that there's nothing wrong with you, you're not going to be helped because you don't want the help. And you cannot help a person that doesn't want to be helped, guys. And the thing about it is, a narcissist can change. They just have to want to change. A narcissist can change and they can be helped. They have to want to be helped. They have to want to change. They have to want to be better. They have to want to escape their mental hell. Because I'm going to tell y'all, these narcissists are in a mental hell. And Lee Hammock and Leon Walker Jr., they both had a discussion on Lee Hammock's channel. And they had a live discussion on the live video, a live chat. And they talked about their different experiences. You know, Lee Hammock gave his perspective. Leon Walker gave his perspective. And I'm glad I listened to the live discussion because it really gave me a lot of insight on how the brain of a narcissist works, why they became a narcissist in the first place, how this mental illness affects so many human beings and how it's becoming more widespread. And they gave a perspective in a way that it helps me, the empath, better understand them, better understand their mindset. And it gives me a one-up in the sense that when I come across other people who may be a narcissist, it helps me to better spot them out. I can, see the red flags a lot more easier versus when I was younger and didn't know anything and I was inexperienced and I was unknowledgeable. I was an open book. I was an open target. Now I'm not an open target. I may still be a target, but I'm not an open target. Like, it's not going to be easy for a narcissist to just swoop in and take me anymore. But it was pretty interesting to get Lee Hammock's perspective. It was pretty interesting to also get Leon Walker's perspective as well. Leon talked about all the things he did when he was in the military, how his narcissism began. He talked about his childhood, how his childhood greatly affected him and has a huge impact on how it made him become a narcissist. And the thing about it, guys, is people who become narcissists, it's simply because it's a defense mechanism. It's the human's brain way of putting up a protective barrier, because the initial thought and mindset is that I need to be protected from y'all. That's how narcissists think. They think that they need to be protected from us, from people, from the world. They don't trust anybody, even us empaths. It doesn't matter how much love we show them. It doesn't matter how much attention we give them, how much money we spend on them, how much sex we give them, how much admiration that we pour into them. It doesn't matter how much time we spend with them. It doesn't matter how much we love, care, forgive, teach, show. It doesn't matter what we pour into these people. It will never be enough for them, simply because they believe that we are the enemy. They believe that we are the bad people, even though they are really the bad ones. Everything that they think and believe, it's literally opposite of us. It's a mirror of how we think in a small sense, but it's literal opposite of how we think. So us empaths, we don't think everyone is bad. We don't think everyone is horrible. We don't think that we need to be protected from everyone. But the average ideal narcissist thinks that everyone is bad and they need to be protected from everyone, and that they can't trust no one because they don't know who's going to hurt them. And they think, well, since mom treated me this way, or since mom hurt me during this such and such time and period of my life as a child, then all women are like this. Well, since my dad treated me this way, then all men are like this. And that's how the average narcissist thinks. A lot of how they operate, guys, stems from childhood. I'm sure you all know this by now already, but they just confirm what we already been talking about. They confirm what we already know. They confirm what we already have a grasp on. And the fact of the matter is that narcissism is birthed out of childhood. It's birthed from childhood. A child is hurt, and when a child is hurt, a child's defense mechanism is to create this false self. And when they create this false self protects them. This false self feeds their ego. This false self gives them a artificial high self-esteem. The false self makes them feel like they are inferior. The false self helps them get services. Sources of supply, okay? And the false self makes them feel like they are this great person, that they are this lovable person, that they can never do any wrong, they can never do no harm. So that's why a narcissist can hurt you, can hurt me, can hurt us, and still walk away and think that they've done nothing wrong. Because the false self tells them that they can never do any wrong. Hammock said that, a lot of his earlier childhood days, he blocked it out. So a lot of his earlier childhood days, he couldn't really remember. And that sounds very normal, because when you go through a traumatic experience in your life, the human brain operates in a way that in order for you to be protected from something that is so horrible, that is so bad, that is so unbearable, your mind will naturally block things out to protect you. One example I can share, and this is from my personal experience, is that my baby daddy, he called me, and he was like, when we was dating back in the day, you bought me this watch, this like cool watch, and it's brand new. I never used it, never touched it, never opened it. It's still sitting in a box right now at my grandfather's house, my grandmother and grandfather's house. And he was like, do you remember when you bought me that watch? I go, no. And he was like, wow. I was like, I really bought you a watch? He was like, yeah, you bought me a watch And it's a really nice watch, but I never opened it, never used it. It's still sitting in the box, brand new, untouched. And I go, wow, no, I don't remember that. And he was like, that's hecka funny how that was a significant moment in our lives and you don't remember. And I was like, well, you put me through so much hurt and pain that my brain probably just naturally blocked it out from all the pain. And so to protect me from having to deal with that pain on a constant, my brain probably just blocked that memory out. And so I'm sharing that with y'all to say that I think that's very true. When you go through traumatic experiences in your life, your brain has a way of protecting you, and that's to block out certain memories so that it's like your brain's way of putting a Band-Aid on the wound, so to speak. So certain memories can be blocked out if certain experiences are too painful or too traumatic or too unbearable. Leon mentioned that he was sexually abused by his babysitter, I think he said, and some other grown women in his life. He mentioned having to move and being evicted. That affected him. And I'm just thinking about my daughter. Like, there were many, many times when I was with the narcissist where we had to move a lot, and we got evicted at least 2 or 3 times that I can count during my daughter's younger years. And that affected her in a great way, guys. And I'm not going to blame it all on him, but I'm going to say that a lot of it is his fault because he never got up and worked a job. He never helped me help us take care of our family. He never made an effort to get a job to help me out. He always left me to do it all on my own. And I always made minimum wage or just above minimum wage, and it was never enough to pay all the bills. It was never enough to consistently pay the bills on time or to be consistent in getting the bills paid. So a lot of the financial responsibility was always left on me. He sat there and watched me work many hours while he sat there and got high. He sat on his butt and got high while I worked all day. And nothing ever clicked in his mind to say, well, let me get up and get a job and help my wife take care of our family. That never crossed his mind. And if it did cross his mind, he ignored it. So who suffered? Besides me suffering as the empath, as the grade A supply, as the wife, as the mother, who else suffered besides me? My children suffered a great deal. And this narcissist does not think about that. He doesn't think about how his actions affected our daughter, our son, my oldest son. He doesn't think that how his actions affected our children. They have to live with that pain. They have to live with that trauma. And thank God my daughter's in therapy. I hope whatever therapy she is receiving, I hope it's working. Whatever my in-laws are taking her to, I hope it's helping her. But yeah, guys, when children go through a traumatic experience, they block out a lot of things and they lose a lot of their memory to help them cope. Another thing that happens is these types of things is what turns them into a narcissist because they feel like the only person who can protect them is themselves. They feel like the parents can't protect them. And it really breaks my heart to know that my daughter may possibly feel as though that I can't protect her. And at one point in time, I could not protect her because her father, my husband, the narcissist, he controlled every aspect of our lives. He controlled the narrative. He controlled how things went. He controlled what was done and how it was done. He kept us in poverty because of his selfishness, because of his failure to get up and get a job and help take care of his family. He had us in poverty a lot. And even though we lived in nice houses, we lived in nice neighborhoods and things of that nature, we always struggled to pay the rent. We always struggled to keep food on the table because he never did his part as the father. He never did his part as the husband. You understand what I'm saying? So what he did was neglected me and the children. And our children don't have a full understanding of that. But when they get older and they mature and they learn, they will learn to understand that what their father was doing, that was neglect. He neglected our children. He neglected me. And he sat there and let me work myself to the bone while he sat on his butt and got high all day and complained all the time and created false stories and narratives. And while he complained and while he created fights and while he, got on the phone and gossiped with his family about stuff that wasn't true. He told partial of the truth, and then the rest of it was mixed with lies so that his lies can sound true. While he lied on me, the woman who worked, who took care of him, who catered to him, who tolerated him in his abuse. It's just really, really it's sad. When I think about what happened to me and what happened to many other people who were and are victims, it really breaks my heart to know that people are experiencing this type of abuse. And then the ones who ended up becoming narcissists because of what happened to them in their childhood, my heart goes out to those people too, guys. I'm not saying that we should feel sorry for the narcissist, but if we just look through a different lens and see things from their perspective, they were once innocent, good-hearted people who was hurt. These people were hurt. They were traumatized. They were abused. They came from broken homes. They had experienced traumatic situations that caused them to become these narcissists, that caused them to check out in life, to cause them to mentally check out, to cause them to allow their hearts to grow cold. You understand? If we just get a good understanding of the psychology of it all, the science and the spirituality behind it as well, something happens to the brain. The brain is damaged, and it causes them to be mean, selfish. It causes them to be harsh. It causes them to be abusers. It's like they were abused and they become what happened to them. It's like someone abused them and then they become the abusers. You understand? It's sad. And it's a prime example of generational curses, because what was done in one generation, it gets passed on to the next generation. You understand? My father, and if y'all watch a couple of videos that I've done, a couple of videos prior to this one, y'all will know that when I told the story about my father, he was abused by his grandmother. So my father was abused. So guess what my father did to me? Without even knowing that he did it, is he abused me because he neglected me. He left me in foster care. He signed away his rights and left me to fend for myself in foster care. And when I confronted him about it, he had all these excuses, but he never said he was sorry. The last time I brought it up, he never showed any remorse. He just sat there with a blank stare. And that was painful for me. That was a tough pill for me to swallow as someone's child that shows that they don't care, shows no remorse, shows no empathy toward my hurt and pain. You understand? And my father ended up becoming a narcissist because of what happened to him. And I'm really afraid for my daughter, guys. I'm afraid for my daughter and what has happened to her so far. I guess I have to just keep praying for her and keep trying with her. Like, I'm not going to give up on her. My daughter is at a point in her life where she's acting out as a cry for help. And I want to be there for her. She's just not allowing me to be there for her, but I'm going to keep trying. But Lee Hammock and Leon Walker Jr., they both gave me some very great insight on how people become narcissists based on their experiences and their perspectives. What happens to human beings when they're hurt? How does the body and the brain react to protect itself? And how and why people put up walls and barriers to deal and cope with life after abuse, after the trauma. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's really eye-opening for me to listen to those gentlemen's conversation, what they had to say, and they shared their perspective, and it was eye-opening for me in the sense that I got to look at things from a whole nother side, and not only just looking at things from my own side and my own perspective, because part of me being a Christian is loving everyone, not just the empaths. And no, we don't love the demonic activity. We don't love these devils. We don't love the character, but we have compassion and we have remorse for the human part of them that hurts, the human part of them that is scared, the human part of them that is this little child that never grew up. So yeah, guys, tell me what y'all think down in the comment section below. Write y'all's comments, y'all's perspectives, y'all's opinions. It's important. I want to hear them. Write them down. We can discuss this even further in more videos from y'all's comments and questions. Go to Lee Hammock's channel and watch the video between the two gentlemen. The other gentleman's name is Leon Walker Jr. He also has a YouTube channel. Follow him as well. If you watch their videos, you guys will get a really pretty good perspective on narcissism from their view, how they became narcissists. And when you really honestly sit and think about it, they became narcissists from a very, very innocent standpoint. Am I telling y'all we should feel sorry for the narcissist? No. But it's important for us to educate ourselves so we can see the whole overall bigger picture. Because if we only see things from our perspective and not theirs, then we still are halfway uneducated, and that leaves us at a disadvantage. God's word says his people perish for lack of knowledge. So we don't want to have that lack of knowledge, guys, and we perish because of it, And when I say perish, I don't only just mean death, but I mean our lives are at a disadvantage. Our lives are ruined simply because of information that we don't know or information that we don't have. Once we gain more knowledge about things, we become more empowered. Knowledge is power. So get on their two channels, follow them, subscribe to them, listen to their videos. They're very insightful, very helpful. Leon Walker Jr. does a very excellent job of thoroughly explaining things, and he does a great job he does a really, really great job of breaking things down to help us all understand from his perspective becoming a narcissist. All right, well, this is the end of the video here. I see you guys in the next video. Peace and blessings to you all. Later.